Hello everyone, it's me. I'm not gonna say my YouTube username because it sounds dumb. So, Year 5 Season 1 test server patch notes came out today, so we about to go read this. Um, Fair warning, there are some big changes in this. I read this before and I recorded it, but for some reason I was stuck on the window I was on, which is this window. I was just stuck on this window for some reason. So I have to re-record it, so that's why I know. But they're pretty big changes, so let's just remember that these are on the test server. That doesn't mean they're going to be on the live build. But let's get into it. So first off, we got Buck, who is getting his frag grenades replaced with claymores, but his skeleton key is getting a mag capacity increase, so it's getting 6 instead of 5, I believe, and his ammo count's now going to be 26. And what they say about it is Buck brings an exclusive soft breaching capability to his team that makes him the best at what he does. And we have a feeling frag grenades on top of that is a bit too much. The Claymore should reduce the punch in his kit from the frags, but do more to provide cover while he is soft breaching. Now this reason is just dumb. Like, he doesn't need cover while he's soft breaching because you can just listen for people coming your way. You know, if you're a Buck main, you know what to, there's good spots to set up and all that. You don't really get taken off guard as a Buck main. You don't usually get killed by someone coming downstairs or upstairs or whatever, and then they, as you're breaching or whatever, right? This is a pretty huge change because I feel like Buck was in a good position before. Like, Buck, he's a strong operator, sure, but that just because he's strong op doesn't mean he needs to get nerfed, right? But I feel like frag grenades are just like part of Buck's identity. Taking frag grenades, I don't think it's a good idea, because frag grenades are one of the things that makes Buck Buck in this game, So I really don't feel like it was a good change. Next up, we got Cav, who got the Razor holographic sight added to her M12, and they say, we feel like the Razor is a great addition for the M12 due to the good visibility it grants while aiming and gives it more customization options. I think this is just fine because the M12 isn't a very good gun. It's Cav's SMG, if you can't recall. It's not a very good gun, so adding this is, I think, is just a nice option, But here we go. Ho ho ho. Jaeger is now a 2-speed, 2-armor operator. That's huge, right? Jaeger is a very strong roamer, and multiple data points demonstrate his huge presence in-game. To make his presence a bit less oppressive in-game, we're looking to moderate that by reducing his roaming potential. Now, I don't feel like the reason Jaeger was... I feel like in ranked, and for the casual perspective, he's a 3-speed, he's got a great gun, his gadgets just set it and forget it, right? So it's not really the 3-speed part. The 3-speed's like a nice bonus. It's like, oh, Jaeger's a 3-speed. That's cool. It's not like the end-all be-all for him. I really think what they should have done for a Jaeger nerf is make it so they had 2 ADSs instead of 3, because there's Wamai, and Wamai is a good op, but he's just not as good as Jaeger. His gun is now better. His gadget just is not as good. And he can't roam like Jaeger can, because Jaeger can just set down his gadgets and then go. So, very huge change. I don't think this is the way I would have changed Jaeger, but I've seen it been talked about before, and let's just see how this plays out on the test servers. And next up, we got Mozzie, and he's got his super shorty removed, and he's currently a powerful intelligence counter and is a great roamer in the same breath. Altogether, this gives him very high game presence as a single operator, and we're looking to tone down just how much he can bring to his team. I think this is a good change. Mozzie has a nitro cell. He's got the pests that deny the intel. That mute Mozzie Goyo combo is really strong. Even just mute Mozzie on their own is pretty strong. Mozzie's got 2 great primaries. He's really strong operator. He almost does too much, and I think this is a good idea. It just kind of sucks because I don't like that pistol that he has. I just don't really like the pistol. I think it's like the 9 PP something. I don't know. I don't really like it though. But I think this is the overall good change. Because Mozzie shouldn't be as strong as he is, simply. He shouldn't. So, next, Ying. Giving our girl Ying a bit more love. Increase number of candelas up from 3 to 4. Replace the claymores with smokes. Increase the T95 LSW damage from 43 to 46. Ying's presence is still lower than expected even after improving her candelas in Year 5 Season 1. We hope that giving her kids some more juice in her gadgets and weapons should help her out on that front. I think this could potentially be a bad change, but it also could be a good one. The thing that worries me the most about it is the smoke grenades coming back. I don't think the smoke meta would come back like we had back in Blood Orchid, or back in that time, you know. I don't think that would really happen. But it's just you have this, and then you also have this benefit too. You just add them all up, and it's like, wow, that's like really good. I kind of scared, honestly. I don't want Ying to be how like she was back then. I don't want that to happen. Please, Ubisoft, don't. I just hope that as long as her pick rate isn't that high, everything's okay. You know, like Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi is like a really strong operator. Her utility is just amazing, right? But because she has such a low pick rate, it doesn't really matter. And she's not that infuriating. But with Ying, the reason for Dokkaebi not being picked a lot is because of her guns. Ying, however, she's got a good gun, or a decent gun at least. Her gadget's really good and has a fragging effect. I feel like gadgets that have a fragging effect are more commonly chosen. Something like Nomad's air jabs, Gridlock's tracks, Ying's candelas, you know. They're just more appealing to players. You know, like when Goyo and Amaru were first announced, people were more interested in Goyo because his thing had some fragging capability, his shields. Speaking of Goyo, TCS G12 nerf. They added an additional magazine to the TCS G12, so you have more inventory ammo, I suppose, which is pretty good. And the huge part, they reduced the damage from 84 to 55. This makes it a 3-shot, and what they say is the TCS G12, as it is now, can currently kill any operator with 2 shots. We're adding an extra magazine while reducing its power to give more firefight stamina without being overly punishing. I don't like this change, mainly because it affects Kaid, because I feel like we just spent like the last season buffing Kaid up, because when he was first introduced in Wind Bastion, he was really powerful, you know, especially with that secondary. Then we nerfed him a lot, and then we kept trying to buff him up, and he just was not there. And now we're nerfing him again, and to TCSG. Like, it's kind of sad because I feel like Kaid's gonna suffer because of this. I don't feel like Goyo's gonna suffer because Goyo's already not picked and ranked at all. And if this was a change for Goyo in Pro League, which that's a problem. Goyo just takes up too much attacker utility in not in Pro League. If they wanted to do that, just reduce the number of shields Goyo has down from 3 to 2. You know, that's all you needed to do. But now we're messing with TCS G12, and I really don't think this was a good idea. I think the TCS G12 was a good gun because it was a high risk, high skill, high reward gun. You know, if you could control the recoil, this gun was deadly, you know. Then not too many notable bug fixes. Just this one, the barricade replication issues that caused rubber banding and or throwable objects to bounce off destroyed barricades, which basically meant you destroyed a barricade and it was destroyed for you, but for, say, your enemy or another player, it wasn't destroyed, which is basically what was happening, but that's fixed apparently. The only other thing that's kind of, I guess the minor menu and shop visual fixes, I suppose. I don't know. Overall, from the comments, I think you can pretty much tell that people are not happy with this. They don't like all these changes, and I agree. I don't like most of them. I don't think Buck needed any changes. Cav is a nice change. Jaeger, I don't think I would have nerfed him in that way. Mozzie, that's a good change, or a fine change, I should say. I didn't really want it, but Ying, this could potentially be good, could potentially be bad. TCSG I feel is a bad change. I don't feel like it was needed at all. Most people are definitely talking about Jaeger and Mozzie in this, and the Mozzie people are overreacting, but I feel bad for the Jaeger mains. Well, I mean, there aren't any Jaeger mains. There are only Ashe mains on defense, so you can't really feel too bad for them, you know? But I'm going to share my favorite comment with you. I can see if I can find it again. Here we go. This is my favorite comment right here. Balancing Jaeger. Fuck you. No, in a negative 1 speed, or I don't know. A 1 speed, 0 armor operator. Remove the 416C to M870 primary weapon options. I'm not going to read all of this, but you can just read that little description at the end. You know, I'm not going to be like Ellen. You know, I'm gonna say a joke and then explain the joke, you know? Like, this is just such a purely, just genius. This is just genius. Very good comment. I think I can just kind of like sum up how everyone is feeling. It's like, why did you do this? We don't need this. I feel like if Buck could be changed, I feel like they changed Buck so Sledge could have a better chance. Cav just because she's not very highly picked in higher ranked matches. Jaeger needs a nerf because of Womai. Mozzie's just really good. Ying needs a buff. And I don't know about TCSG. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I have no clue. I think most of these were either unneeded or unwanted. I see Mozzie being a good one and Ying potentially being a good one. Everyone else I don't like. Oh, and Cav, but that's not really that important. Yeah, that's pretty scary changes. I hope they don't come to the live build. I hope they stay on the test server because these are scary, I won't lie. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the big rectangle. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I'm probably gonna go eat some food.